Okay, we're here with Francisco Bandido Vargas, April 12th. You're stepping into the ring with Osaka. Let's start with training camp. How was that?
La pelea que viene, abril 12, con cycling. ¿Cómo hay el training y cómo va todo, hermano?
Bueno, pues estamos haciendo un gran trabajo con Joel Díaz, estamos trabajando allá en Indio, California, y pues nos estamos preparando para esta pelea. Creo que va a ser una pelea buena y pues estamos echando muchas ganas.
Perfecto. Training's been great, adapting to my new trainer, Joel Diaz, and I can't wait. I expect a great fight, and I just can't wait for April 12th.
For this training camp in particular, obviously, it's going to be a tough one. But a lot of people, when they hear the name Osaka, they kind of mock the opponent. How does he feel about that? The people are critical of Osaka as an opponent, but at the end of the day, it's a fight, you know?
Sí. Oye, la gente está hablando un poco mal porque es Ron Cycling, pues muchos tienen en la mente la última pelea que tuvo cuando Pavli subió. Esta pelea va a ser a 130, pero cuando subió a los 140, pues tú sabes, no suben muy bien. ¿Qué opinas tú de eso?
Bueno, pues realmente yo estoy enfocado en Chatka porque sé que es un peleador bueno, tiene buena técnica, rápido. El 140 pues no se vio bien, pero el 130 va a ser diferente y yo me estoy alistando para hacer una buena pelea.
Well, you gotta understand something. I've seen him. He's a great technical fighter, good technique. Not only that, he was out of his elements when he was fighting at 140. So, you can't compare it to 140. So, but I'm prepared for a way better, especially at 130. So, I expect a great fight from him.
Yeah. Does he expect Salka to take his punches? We all saw how things happen with Danny Garcia, but how does he expect Salka to come? Does he expect him to take the punches well, or does he expect the easy win?
¿Qué esperas del cycler? ¿Piensas que va a poder con tu poder y tus golpes? Ya sabemos que no pudo con los de Danny García, pero ¿qué piensas tú de eso? ¿Crees que él va a traer la pelea para ti? ¿Qué crees que va a pasar? ¿Que la pelea va a ser fácil o cómo miras tú la pelea?
Yo creo que él va a venir bien preparado porque es una oportunidad buena para él. Nosotros estamos trabajando duro porque sabemos que está un rival bueno enfrente y pues creo que nosotros nos estamos preparando para pelear los 10 rounds y no sabemos en qué round va a acabar y pues, vamos a ver cómo se da la pelea.
I'm preparing for the best fight, Sakli. I know that he's getting ready for me, and I believe that he's going to bring it and it's going to come in great. But yeah, I'm preparing for 10 rounds. Not an easy fight, the whole 10 rounds. I think it's going to be ready and he's going to be ready to go.
You know, a lot of people compare him to the late great Arturo Gatti. How does it feel about people comparing him to him as a fighter? And where's he at in the sense of those fights that he's had, those tough fights? Where's he at mentally?
Mucha gente te compara a Gatti. ¿Y qué piensas y qué opinas tú de eso? ¿Y dónde crees que está ahorita tu mente con esas peleas que has tenido como con Salido, como con Mura, esas guerras? ¿Cómo crees que estás ahorita tú de tu mente por esas guerras que tuviste?
Sabemos que Gary era un peleador que entregaba todo arriba del ring, mucho corazón. Me siento bien que me comparen con él, con un peleador que fue un guerrero, pero yo estoy bien, estoy contento con las peleas que hice y pues sé que la gente espera siempre peleas emocionantes de mí y pues esta vez no será la excepción, pero hemos trabajado con el entrenador y he trabajado más la defensa para evitar tanto castigo.
Well, it's great to be mentioned in the great names, and I'm glad that people do compare me to Gotti. But as far as me being mentally, I'm fine, I'm great, and my training and my technique, and I've been working on trying not to get hit as often and using my jab more. So I'm excited to see how this fight is going to materialize.
I know bringing this up, he might get a little disrespected about it, but he had the situation that Canelo has right now with the Bandido. It was the same exact thing. Does he recount his situation? And I know he can't speak for Canelo, or he can't confirm that it was from Tainted meat, but how does he feel about Canelo's situation and comparing it to his? How does he feel about that?
Cuando lo que pasó contigo, de la carne que estuviste cuando le has salido. ¿Cómo comparas esto y qué opinas de lo que está pasando con Canelo? Y déjame hablar un poquito, no tan largo para acordarme todo lo que dices, pero ¿qué opinas tú de eso, de lo que pasó y cómo crees que está la mente? Yo sé que no puedes hablar mucho porque es diferente, pero ¿qué opinas de eso?
Bueno, pues es diferente porque pues Canelo es muy famoso, pero pues tuvimos una situación muy igual. Lamentablemente es un problema que hay en México con la carne, eso todo el mundo lo sabe. Creo que hay que esperar a ver qué dice VADA, todos los resultados, para que descarten cualquier cosa que no es legal, pero pues yo creo que todo se va a aclarar y espero que todo esté bien para Canelo, porque sí afecta en la cabeza toda esa situación.
Well, you know what? Of course, my situation is different than Canelo. Canelo's a lot more famous, but as far as that goes, everybody knows that it's no secret. It is a big problem in Mexico. But I expect at the end of the day, when everything's all and done, that he'd be salaried and be able to fight in Cinco de Mayo.
So with that being said, then obviously, how did he react to that situation when they told him he came up positive for clenbuterol? And what advice can he give Canelo about the situation, if any advice at all, on how to handle it, how to go about it?
¿Cómo recibiste las noticias cuando yo te hablé y te dije, sabes qué, pues saliste positivo por clenbuterol? ¿Qué pensaste en ese momento cuando te dije? ¿Y qué consejo le puedes dar a Canelo?
No, pues yo estaba muy sorprendido porque pues, nunca me imaginé que eso me fuera a suceder a mí, pero pues, hasta que te pasan las cosas es cuando sabes lo que pasa con la carne, ¿no? Y pues empezamos a investigar, a leer todo y pues ya sabemos por el porcentaje que había del positivo, pues sabía que era por la carne. Y pues yo un consejo que le puedo dar a Canelo, pues que no le haga tanto caso a la gente, a los comentarios, que se enfoque en su entrenamiento, porque pues te afecta todo eso de estar tomando las cosas que dice la gente.
I was very surprised when I heard the news that, you know, my manager called me. But to be honest with you, you can never prepare for it, and you never really believe it's going to happen to you until it happens to you. But I was surprised, but we started looking into it and seeing. Once I felt comfortable because of the doses that it was containing me, but it made me feel more comfortable. But mentally, it did affect me when I first heard it. And the advice that I have for Canelo: don't listen to the critics.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, he went through the same thing I did, which was just contaminated meat, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Just train hard. Don't listen to the critics.
Okay, last thing. So off the percentages that Canelo had in his doping test, he believes that it was the same situation as his, right?
Without a doubt, yeah. ¿Tú piensas que es lo mismo que pasó con Canelo? Porque los dosis pues, estaban muy bajos, los tuyos y los de Canelo.
Así es la carne, es un problema que hay en México, porque le dan a las vacas, a los animales, esa sustancia para que crezcan más rápido, para que, no sé, haya más proteína en la carne, no sé.
Más carne para vender, more meat to sell.
Es un problema que hay en México y que los afectados somos los deportistas, porque a nosotros nos hacen exámenes antidoping.
Yeah, without a doubt, it was definitely me because of the doses. Now, if you were injecting something, the doses won't be like, for example, Francisco, which is 1.3. If you were injecting something and you really win something in your intramuscular, which has to be injected, your NBs would be well over 50%. And not only that, as far as getting rid of it within a few days, it doesn't happen. It takes months when you inject and you know that you're really cheating. So it's a big difference. It's a big difference. And that's what the public does not know. When it happened with Francisco, yeah, everybody thought and he was saying it's anabolic steroids. But people that were saying that didn't really know because of the dosages. But when you compare the dosages, Francisco was 1.3, which is in a few days he tested clean. Why? Because it was contaminated meat. It came through food. Again, if he had injected and was known and cheating, you can't get rid of it in 1 to 2 days. It takes months.
Yeah.
Why? Because the dose is not the same.
Yeah. Okay, last thing, as for Canelo, he mentioned it earlier, does he think that it was made more of what it is? I know it's a big thing because cheating is wrong, but people people made it blew it out of proportion because, like you said, he's Canelo. He's the face of boxing. He's the bigger name. Does he think that's why this thing got maybe out of control?
¿Tú piensas que la razón que esto pues agarró más publicidad y está la gente más hablando más y pues se fue fuera del control? ¿Tú piensas que eso pasó porque Canelo es muy famoso?
Yo creo que sí, yo creo que por eso ha sido tan grande, porque es muy famoso y que va a tener una pelea muy importante, ¿no? Pero pues ya nada más esperar a que todo se aclare para que siga bien la pelea.
Yes, that's the reason it got out of control, because he has a big name and he's a marquee fighter, and I believe that's what it got out of control. But at the end of the day, there's no doubt in my mind that it was contaminated meat, and everything will be fine.